What's going on with y'all? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for tuning in. Continue to hit the thumbs up button, like, and subscribe to our channel. So today, we mourn the death of Kobe Bryant in a special memorial at Staples Center. Grand deal, grand event. And a lot of people was there to show their love, show their support. Millions of people watched around the world. Thousands of people were in attendance. But there was something that also came out today that could get really, really ugly that involves the death of Kobe Bryant. And it is the fact that his wife, Vanessa Bryant, has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the helicopter company and the pilot that was orchestrating, that did the flight, the final fatal flight that carried Kobe Bryant and those passengers along board, his daughter, Gianna Bryant, being one. Now, here's where it's going to get ugly, but I'm gonna give you some of the details first, and then I'll talk more about how this thing could really play out in court. So it says, I'm gonna read you the article by the LA Times. This is the complaint in the Los Angeles Superior Court against Island Express Helicopters and Island Express Holding Company alleges that pilot Aura Zobayan, who also died in a crash in Calabasas, failed to use, quote, ordinary care in piloting the subject aircraft and was negligent. The defendant, Island Express Helicopter, authorized, direct, and or permitted a flight with full knowledge that the subject helicopter was flying into unsafe weather conditions. So like I said, Vanessa Bryant has filed this lawsuit against all of these people, the company, and the estate of the pilot who also died in this fatal crash. And so what Vanessa is trying to show is that this should have never happened, right? If this pilot would have taken, this is essentially what she's saying. This is not my words. These are hers and what's in this lawsuit. If this pilot never makes this bad decision, Kobe, his daughter, and those 7 other members on that helicopter that day would still be here. She's pushing the blame totally on the helicopter company and on the pilot. And that is where, people could say it could get ugly, but I mean, it's going to be really tricky. Now, here's really interesting that came out of this lawsuit. This comes from NBC News. It says, Vanessa Bryant alleges that in the suit, the pilot failed to abort the flight even though he knew of cloudy conditions. The suit also says Zobayan, who was the pilot, flew the helicopter into conditions in which he could viably navigate using he couldn't viably navigate using visual references, forcing him to use instrument flight rules, IFR, and failed to avoid or keep a safe distance between the aircraft and the obstacles in the flight path. Now, let's continue. Zobin has had over 8,000 hours of flying, and Kawhi Leonard, other people have spoken good on him, but here goes the catch. Zobin, as a pilot on occasion, Island Express Helicopters, was not licensed as a company to fly using instruments, which became necessary in low visibility. So basically, this company that Zobin was working for they weren't licensed to fly under bad weather conditions. They weren't licensed to use this special IFR instrument that he ultimately had to use before their fatal crash, right? That sounds pretty negligent to me. It sounds like Vanessa Bryant is going to have a strong case against the helicopter company and Mr. Zobin as well. And then it gets even a little weirder. So it says, according to the LA Times, Zobin had previously been reprimanded in 2015 for flying into airspace with poor visibility without permission. So this isn't the first time that he had done something that essentially is deemed to be reckless. Not by me, but by the company, by the letter of the law, by the rules. I mean, everybody is given rules, right? There's speed limits, there's seatbelt laws, there's all these precautions to keep you from, breaking, that you're not allowed to keep everybody safe. That's essentially what all these laws for driving and flying are for, to keep everyone safe. And it's saying that, according to this lawsuit and through some history, fairly recent history, this man had broken these laws. And that is why this lawsuit is being filed by Vanessa Bryant, and she's going to have a very strong case. Vanessa Bryant is seeking an unspecified compensatory and punitive damages. Vanessa just really it's what it sounds like. She wants some sort of closure, and she's hurt and she's upset, and she may partly feel that the deaths of at one point, right now, I'm just speculating, at one point may have felt like the death of those 7 other members on that helicopter would have been on her or on Kobe, simply because these people wouldn't have been on helicopters if it wasn't for Kobe Bryant. So she may have been dealing with something like that. But when you do some deep digging, right, like some time has passed. Kobe passed on the 26th of January. This is the 24th of February. So an entire month of investigations, an entire month of just further really analyzing the situation has passed. And she's collected a lot of data, I imagine, over that course of a month for her to make this decision. And through this data that they're reporting, that's being reported as far as this helicopter crash, she has a very strong case. We're talking about a pilot who was not licensed to make this flight. It made it anyway. That resulted in a fatal crash. So a pilot who was not licensed to make the flight, a pilot who had broken the rules previously and had been reprimanded for something similar to this, right? 5 years ago had done a similar thing. Obviously, he made it through that one, but he didn't, and they reprimanded him, but obviously not severe enough because he decided to do it again. And a flight that ultimately cost 9 people their lives that should have never been made. I mean, it should have never been made. Reading this lawsuit, and this is just in what's being reported in the lawsuit, reading it lets me know Vanessa Bryant has a very strong case, and this could be something that that could mean a lot. That'll definitely go into, obviously there will be, if this company makes it out. I'm not so sure this company is going to make it out, right? Because Vanessa Bryant, whatever these punitive or compensatory damages are, it's going to be a lot, because I think she's going to win. Just going off the facts that are presented, I think she's going to win. And if she files the lawsuit, best believe the 7 other passengers that were also, or the 6 other, not including the pilot, lawsuits are coming shortly after. If they're not attached to this, I don't know if they are or not, but best believe they're going to be coming, right? They're going to be following hers once she wins this or a decision is made. I think she's going to win. And I don't know if this company is going to make it out, and there's going to be drastic changes in the aircraft industry as far as transporting people. And as far as, flying under bad weather conditions, visibility conditions. I don't know if this IFR's training stuff is going to no longer exist. It's just going to be, if you can't see, if you can't navigate, and it's bad weather, you can't fly, right? And I think that's coming. This is something to definitely be on a watch out for. We're going to keep up with this, as it progresses. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. Thank you guys for watching. Continue to hit the thumbs up button, like, and subscribe. We're bringing you content almost every single day. Thanks for watching. See you next time.